Well, everyone. Every day there's a story. Every day there's a breaking news. Every day there's gossip. And yeah, this news more or less has broken literally today, this morning. I mean, it's very early in the morning, but kind of caught me unaware, really. We're all kind of busy looking at who we're going to sign in the window. And obviously, I've done a show earlier this morning. Please watch it on kind of latest on Jota and Osman and kind of Ben Rama, one or two other things with the window set to close. On the first. Thursday the 1st, 11 p.m. So we've got kind of 3 days to do that. But listen, yeah, look at the kind of the thumbnail. Breaking news: West Ham technical director Tim Steidten is a leading contender to be Liverpool director of football, and this is on one or two quite big platforms. And again, it's kind of Liverpool, who obviously Klopp a few days ago announced he's going to be leaving the club. They've been instantly linked with Alonso, because it goes back to kind of thinking about David Moyes leaving and me going out and doing some research on who could replace Moyes. And generally the feeling is there isn't that many instant big manager names that come to mind. Obviously Conte's kind of been up and down recently, and I'm not sure if a Premiership club would go in for him after what's kind of happened with him. Mourinho is available, but he's been released. He's not really done that great the last couple of jobs he's had, and I told you it only takes one or two at the most jobs, and then you kind of dated, you kind of call old school, so there's not that many managers out there that you can say are kind of consistently good. I mean, there's no patience at football clubs. Managers are really in a job more than a couple of seasons. And like David Moyes, if you've been at West Ham as an example for, 4 years, you're kind of straight away one of the more senior managers. Well, he's a senior manager anyway in terms of experience and age, but in terms of being at one club currently, he's probably is. Alonso has been linked with Liverpool, even though he's not managed that many seasons. His father, I believe, was a manager. He was a good player with Liverpool. He's done very, very well so far, that they kind of up there to win the league, which is a funny thing with Harry Kane, where he left Tottenham to win trophies with Bayern Munich, and this is probably the season Bayern don't win the title. It's fucking hilarious. But listen, that's going on another tangent. But yeah, and Alonso obviously is at Bayer Leverkusen, and that's where Tim Steidten is from, everyone. So obviously Klopp, being from Germany, knows Tim. Tim knows Klopp. Klopp knows Tim. Klopp knows Liverpool. Tim knows Liverpool. Alonso knows about Tim. Bayer Leverkusen. It's a circle between Liverpool and Bayer Leverkusen. Kind of circle. And if Alonso has been tapped up and that he will be considered for the Liverpool role, he probably can't say no to that. He might give political answers like, I'm not sure if I'm ready, I'm happy where I am, there's a time. But a couple of years ago he kind of said that would be the aim. Alonso saying to be at Liverpool at some point, that's a target. So if he's going to join Liverpool in the summer and he's building a new backroom team, because Klopp's backroom team will all be leaving everyone, then Tim Steidten, because Liverpool are actually, they need a director of football. That's kind of the news that's filtering through. I'm just trying to look at some more breaking news, but let's go back to that one. So, let's go back to Liverpool news. So West Ham technical director Tim Steidten is a leading contender to be Liverpool director of football, really. The Merseyside Giants have begun their search for a recruitment chief to replace Georg Schmadtke, who is leaving the club at the end of this month's transfer window. So a lot of upheaval at Liverpool at the moment. Steidten joined West Ham last summer. He was influential in an impressive window of work that featured the marquee signings of Mohamed Kudus, Edson Alvarez and James Ward-Prowse. Tim is 44 years years old, highly regarded in the recruitment circles after his very, very impressive work at Bayer Leverkusen. Again, what's going to add fuel to the fire is that obviously they're all reporting that he's not always seen eye to eye with transfers with manager David Moyes. There have been well-sourced whispers of disagreements over targets and deals, and obviously Moyes' contract's up for renewal. That's kind of another bit of uncertainty at kind of West Ham, really. And yeah, Liverpool are planning to approach Bayer Leverkusen, Alonso, their number one choice, really. So that's kind of on that, really. But going back to kind of, so this news, the news I'm about to read to you now came kind of to my attention yesterday before the breaking news of Tim and Liverpool's links this morning, really. And it's to do with Osman. It says it's tricky into more than one reason. I spoke about them other show with Osman, too many agents involved, overvaluation by the club. But what this article is saying is that he's kind of a player that Tim has earmarked and pushed West Ham to sign. And the general thing you can work out, not all the time, is that if they're young, exciting players, then they're usually Tim's choice. And if they're a little bit older, established, like Calvin Phillips and Ward-Prowse, they're generally David Moyes' choices. And I think the shit hit the fan in the transfer window, because if you can remember, the Rice deal to Arsenal took forever to be done, and when it happened, we still didn't make a move for a long time in that window. That it got to a point where there was fan meltdown online saying that what the hell's going on, and I think that's when they both clashed, right? I think that's when they both clashed, and someone or Sullivan must have got Moyes and Tim Steidten around a table and said, "Listen, boys, I want you both here. You've got to work out a way to work together. Otherwise, the window's going to close. I've sold our best player. The fans are going to kill me. There's going to be upheaval. The squad needs revamping." And I think they probably called a truce and said that, I don't know how it's going to be. It's going to be 50-50. So Tim's going to have half the signings that he's kind of more or less recommended and push David Moyes to say yes, and then the others are going to be David Moyes' slightly older, hit the ground running, Premiership established, which does nothing good to our average age in the squad, which I keep reminding you guys is the oldest in the Premiership, has been for the last couple of years. And obviously Ward-Prowse is more than a useful player, but he's going to be 30 soon. We've got Antonio 33, we've got Zuma near 30. Goalkeeper's obviously 30, so I won't even go into that. Goalkeepers generally fall over the 30 bracket. So you've got kind of Ward-Prowse, like I mentioned, old players there. Kafal's over 30, I think. So we do need to bring young players in, and Tim is one that wanted Osman to come in. We've also looked at Sunderland's Jack Clark and Jonathan Rowe. Tim has recommended these type of players, and if we don't go for them in the end, it's going to cause a bit of an issue, I think. So David Moyes looks like has been appeased with a loan signing of Calvin Phillips, and Steidten, it seems, has identified Osman as the left winger who can go on and achieve big things in the game. And he's kind of been overhauled a little bit, really. If Liverpool come in for you, you've got to take it. You've got to take it. And Tim, is he reassessing his situation at West Ham? Does he feel he's no longer being backed? Is the club big enough for Tim? I don't know. But listen, it's breaking news. He's on that list, and the links are just too much there for something not to happen a bit more. You know, he's from Germany. Klopp, Alonso's managing in Germany, and the club that Tim came from. So if Alonso was to come to the UK with Liverpool, well, Tim's already in the UK, and he'll have one or two windows underneath him in terms of experience. It's just too many things that tell me that Tim's going to end up at Liverpool, I reckon, if they come in for another. Well, he's on their list, and if Alonso takes the job, which I think he probably will, and that goes back to saying there ain't that many targets out there for Liverpool that jump up at you. There's not that many. Pep could say the same thing at Man City, say he wants to take a year out. There's not that many things going on. So Alonso's got the Liverpool connections. Liverpool do like young managers more often than not, and yeah, it's breaking news. Liverpool are eyeing up Tim Steidten, who we've really think he's doing a good job for West Ham. It was a coup for us, a big coup for us when we got him. And yeah, a bit unsettling, and it's too many things going on again. David Moyes' new contract, what's going on? Is he not 100% working with Tim? I think this is a very, very strong story that could happen, but that's football. I don't mind players going, but when you're director of, it's a very big job, director of football. Transfers is huge, buying transfers, because we haven't got a scouting system, do we? And one of the things Tim came in to do was to build it, hire more people beneath him, have a really important say in the new manager coming in, if after Moisey. It's huge for the future, and I'm hoping that he's got such a relationship with Sullivan and respect that he wouldn't want to leave us that early. But if I was Tim, I'd go. It's just, life's too short, and Liverpool ain't going to come for you all the time, and it's just too many links. It's too many links, like I've said, and I think this thing could happen. I think this thing could happen. I mean, I thought the only other thing I was wrong about, I thought Bowen wasn't going to leave. I thought Bowen was going to leave West Ham. I was completely gobsmacked and shocked that he stayed, and he mentioned the project, why he's staying. It's the West Ham project. And that made me thinking, it could be Tim. Tim's one of the things everyone knows in the world. Sullivan's told him we've got the best sporting director in the world, or one of the best. Moisey might not stay, might not, but we were lining up bigger things. There's going to be more and more young players. We're going to build up the academy. You know, something made Bowen sign that contract, didn't it? Right? Amongst other things, like living locally, having young kids, didn't want to upheaval. But a player would normally look at a project, wouldn't it? And if Tim leaves for Liverpool, that's a huge gap in our project. And then if Moisey stays, or it's going to be issues for West Ham either way. If Moisey stays, there's going to be issue in the fan base. We're already 50-50. There's a civil war, West Ham over Moyes, right? So shit's going to hit the fan anyway. If he goes, then there's going to be pressure on getting the right person in. And if Tim's not around to select the new manager after David Moyes, fucking hell, Sullivan doesn't normally get it right. Sullivan just goes for the person who hasn't been. Sullivan will go for Potter because he's available. It's a fucking lazy appointment, like I mentioned. He ain't got Scooby about potential like Brighton and Brentford when they get their managers in, right? Going along that line, if kind of Alonso doesn't get the Liverpool job, they're looking at the Brighton manager, right? And their old manager went to Chelsea, so they churn out players and managers, Brentford and Brighton, like anything. So that's kind of the news regarding that. It is worrying. It is concerning for me because these people stay longer than players, and being out of form, it don't really matter. It's a big structural job because Sullivan's too old. It looks like his children don't want to handle it at the moment. So after Sullivan, Tim's huge at the club, huge presence out there, you know. So let me know in the comments what you think. He's on Liverpool's list, everyone. I think there's a good chance it's going to happen. I don't think he can stay. No, it's just too many links for me, mate. Everyone. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think. We will catch up on another show. Yeah, soon as there's any breaking news about any player, like I said, I'll jump on and do a show. In the meantime, subscribe, follow. You guys take care. Have a great, what day is it? Tuesday. Take it. Come on, you irons. Tim Steidten.